Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are finally gonna get into some fall reads. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. I'm so excited. So, since fall is finally upon us, what better time to kick off my fall TBR than right now? I have so many books on my fall TBR that I would like to get to within the next month and a half. So let's kick it off. The first anticipated fall read that I have for this video is Cash by Jessica Peterson. I have been dying to read this book for quite a while. Something about a cowboy romance, a small town romance, anything of that nature always brings me to fall. I love it so much. And we're kicking off with a good one. I'm about 30% of the way through Cash and I'm having a grand old time. Grand old time. I didn't think that I was going to be as into this book as I currently am, but let's talk about it a little bit. So pretty much this book follows Molly and Cash. Molly is coming back into this small town after her estranged father has passed away. And so she is going to go over his will and all of that and kind of get her inheritance. So while she's in town to go over this will, she meets none other than Cash, and he is also at the will reading because he was told by the father that he was going to be inheriting the ranch. So as they sit down for this reading of the will, they quickly find out that not only is the ranch left to Molly, but there's a stipulation in the will that she has to live on the ranch for a year in order to inherit the whole thing. This is a problem for Molly because she has a boot company that she is starting with her friend, and it's not doing very well, so she really needs the money. Whereas for Cash, inheriting this ranch would mean taking care of his 5 brothers that also work on this ranch and all the people that are a part of this ranch that keep it running. And he has big plans that he wants to fulfill and also wants to honor the memory of her father, who basically became a father figure for him. So now these two are kind of going back and forth because who deserves the ranch, who deserves the money, who deserves all of it. But now Molly is living on the ranch. She's learning the ways of Lucky Ranch, and she's starting to see a different side of Cash than the first version she saw of him. But these two very much have pictures of each other in their brains that aren't necessarily accurate. Cash thinks that Molly is a spoiled brat, and Molly thinks that Cash is just a grumpy, mean man. But I have a sneaky suspicion they are going to realize that is not the case about each other. And I'm so excited. Slowly, they're gonna see those pieces fall away, and then once they really know each other, it's so on. It's so on. But yeah, I'm having a really good time so far. But I am also reading it on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. Sue me. Sue me. I'm going to continue reading, and I will give you guys some more updates when I have some. But I'm so excited to be reading a cowboy romance right now. I love them. I love them. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. She's finally working as like a cowboy for a day, and they're in the saddle, whatever, they're riding, and he says, Molly, look, if there's one thing you don't need is someone telling you what you can't do. You know what you're capable of, so get out there and do the damn thing. That's so cute. I love that. Oh my god, her mom is such a cowboy hater, and I will not take that kind of slander here. Like, what? She's like, just making sure some idiot cowboy isn't putting idiot thoughts in your head. Rude. Hi friends, I am back, and I am not going to lie, I absolutely was eating this book up and didn't pick up the camera. But oh my gosh, I am obsessed. There are such fun moments in this book between these two characters, and they absolutely were adorable. So now Molly is working on the ranch. She's starting to cowgirl up, and she is realizing how much she actually loves being on the ranch and being around the cowboys and being around Cash. Because she's definitely starting to see another side of him. She's seeing the man that takes care of everybody, including her, and just the wholesomeness of the ranch and the found family that is taking place on this ranch. And we know how I feel about found family. Absolutely love it. Give me found family and I'm going to eat it up. And knowing that this is like a 5-book series. Guys, I'm so excited. So we will also be seeing books from all 5 brothers in the Rivers family. And I'm so freaking hyped. And then for Cash, he is seeing Molly put in all this effort, all this energy into being up early, heading out and putting in the hard work and trying to establish herself here, and kind of not... She wants to make her dad proud, even though they had a rough relationship. She still is like, there's a reason why he wanted me here, and there's a reason he wanted me to see this side of his life. So I'm very much enjoying that as well. Did I say that I'm almost 80% of the way through this book? Like, I have flown through. Where's my Kindle? Oh, I'm not 80% of the way through this. I'm 66% of the way through this. I just completely lied. Anyway, either way, I'm having such a good time. The relationship is so cute. The banter. The freaking banter between them. It's so cute. Has me literally kicking my feet. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. This is gonna be a problem. Also, just like, there's something about a cowboy and a cowboy romance that will always get me going. There's something so special about it. I have always loved a cowboy. I've always wanted to be a cowgirl. So maybe that's just a me thing, but I do know there's some of you out there that love the Cowboys. And I'm not talking about the Dallas Cowboys, but hey. But yeah, I'm going to continue reading and hopefully finish this book today because, like I've already said, I'm having a great time. So I'll catch you guys when I'm like done. Alright friends, so yesterday I did in fact finish Cash by Jessica Peterson, and guys, I had such a good time. I am so surprised by how good of a time I had. Since I've been in this reading slump for so long, I didn't expect to love this book as much as I did. It was truly a, what's the word I'm looking for? It was definitely a little sweet surprise. Honestly, I'm trying to describe the feeling that I had reading this book, and it honestly felt very similar to reading Chestnut Springs and Done and Dusted, which Chestnut Springs is one of my 6-star series. So That's saying a lot, and I'm so excited to continue this series. I'm like, am I gonna go after work to pick up Wyatt because that's the next book in the series? Even though I have this insane TBR. But anyway, I feel like there wasn't too much going on in this book. It is very much just a cute small town cowboy romance. I did like and appreciate the relationship between Cash and Molly, specifically when it came to her dealing with the grief of losing her father, who she didn't really know very well, given that Cash knew him obscenely well. So having Cash there to kind of lighten the load and kind of give her, he kind of gave her father a voice without him being there. And I thought that was very cute. Cash instilled a lot of knowledge in Molly about her father and what her father would have wanted. And I really liked that. It was a very cute touch to the whole thing. Also, the cliffhanger that they left at the end of this book leading into the next book. You got me. You got me. I need that book. I need to go get it. But with that being said, I gave this book a 4.5 star because I'm so excited about it. I truly had a great time. I feel like this definitely helped me get out of my reading slump a little bit more. I was quick to pick up another book. So, I'm very excited about it. I also wore my horse shirt for the occasion. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Yes. Yes. Alright, so after I finished Cash, I ended up starting Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in the Natural series, and I read the Naturals last year and had a really good time with that book. I am not a big mystery thriller girly, but every time I read one, I have a good time. So, here we go. This series, people like to refer to it as like Criminal Minds, but for kids. Pretty much this book follows a group of kids who were born with talents that help them solve crimes. So our main character of this book is Cassie. She is a natural born profiler. She could tell when people, or she could tell why people would commit certain crimes. She can kind of deduce those types of things. They also have a lie detector. They have an emotion reader. It's really cool. I really enjoyed The Naturals. I flew through that book so quickly. So I'm excited to get into this and see what we've got going on. So far, I'm about 20% into the book, so we are starting to see what our mystery for this book is going to be. And I'm excited to see where it goes. So far, so interesting. In the first book, the crime mainly focused around our female main character, Cassie. And I'm assuming throughout the series, each member of the Naturals is going to have the storyline based towards them. So this storyline is based towards Dean, who is also a profiler. And we will see what goes on. But we're going after a serial killer. So yeah, we're going to be reading this. And then also today at the store, I think I have to make chalk signs. So I'm going to start an audiobook, and Audible was having like a sale of some sort, and so I downloaded my Vampire Plus One because I'm also very excited to get to this book. I really enjoyed My Roommate is a Vampire, so I'm intrigued to see what goes down in this book because that one was really funny, and I love a vampire pun and vampire jokes and just vampires. So I think we're going to start that as well today. Did I start this? There's a bookmark in here. My dope bookmark. No way I started this. Maybe I did. Maybe I started it last year, but I was also in like a really heavy book slump during October last year. So that actually probably checks out. Anyways, I gotta go to work, so I will see you guys later. Hi friends, I am back with some reading updates. So I did end up making chalk signs for the store the other day, so I got through quite a bit of my Vampire Plus One, and let me just say, this book is so funny. One thing about me, I love a vampire pun, vampire jokes, or just puns and jokes in general. They're so good in this. I found myself literally giggling while I was at work. I very much recommend the audiobook. It's very good. They have two voice actors, one for the female main character, one for the male main character, and it's good so far. I think the plot of this book is very fun. So pretty much Amelia needs a date to her cousin's wedding, and she ends up stumbling across Reginald and eventually ends up asking him to pretend to be her boyfriend and go to this wedding with her. The funniest part of this whole entire book is the fact that Reginald did in fact tell Amelia that he was a vampire, but she took it as a joke. And so now he keeps mentioning things like about his diet and things like that so casually to her because he thinks that she knows that he's a vampire, but she's just not putting two and two together. She thought he was making a joke. And so throughout this book, there's so many comments that he makes that are so obviously pointing towards he's a vampire, but she's not picking them up because she just thought that he was. But they have such a cute connection and their chemistry is very good. Also, just seeing Reginald try to navigate the 21st century. Overall, I'm having a really good time, and I will continue to listen to this book as we go. But let's talk about Killer Instinct, because this is the book that I'm actually reading. I am about 60% of the way through this book, and I am having a good time. Every time I pick up a mystery thriller, I have a good time. I don't know why I don't do it more often, but this is good. I'm having a great time. I also enjoy that the cases that they're following or investigating are personal to the main characters of the book. I think that just adds so much and it makes it way more interesting, and seeing the kids go through and try to do and solve these crimes is just fun, and seeing the chaos that ensues with that. I love all the characters. Their personalities are so distinct and so interesting, as well as their abilities, and also just the relationship between all of them. We do have a little bit of a love triangle kind of going with the female main character and the two boys in this book, which I am enjoying. Give me any bit of romance and I'm gonna eat it up. I think that is very helpful in why I'm loving this, besides the fact that I'm actually intrigued in the mystery of the whole thing. But I'm having a great time. I am very invested in the crime. Like, I can't put it down. So, I'm so excited. I'm so excited! Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading and I'll be back with more updates. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my god! Okay, friends, so I did end up finishing Killer Instinct, and I had a great time with this book. The murder mystery was actually great, especially with it involving Dean and like his past and all of that stuff. And it also kind of ties into the female main character's past a little bit. I did kind of guess what was happening, but I was still surprised. And there was things that I definitely didn't see coming. I have a lot of thoughts, but I can't say much because then it would be too spoilery, but I highly, highly recommend. I'm so excited to pick up the next book, because why was it so good? Am I a thriller mystery girly? Closeted. A closeted mystery thriller girly. I need to get into it more. Maybe that'll help me with my book slump. Maybe I need to start picking up mystery thrillers, because this was a great time. Anyway, I ended up giving this book a 4-star. It was fun. I had a great time. Not like the most amazing book I've ever read in my entire life, but it was so good. I had a great time. So I think tomorrow I want to kind of go through my clothes, so maybe while I do that, I will continue to listen to my Vampire Plus One and hopefully finish it tomorrow. But until then, I will see you. Alrighty, so I did in fact end up finishing my Vampire Plus One, and all I really have to say is this book was so fun. If you were looking for a short, quick, funny, like cozy fantasy kind of vibe, this 100% is something you should pick up. The relationship between these two is just so cute and so funny. I absolutely loved them together. Their chemistry was so cute. And also, I wasn't expecting the spice in this to be what it was, but it was interesting. And I had a good time. Overall, I just think that it was so fun. I'm intrigued to see what the next book in this little series is about. I think we've kind of heard of the female main character for the next book, and she's a witch, so I feel like that would be really fun. Overall, I ended up giving this book a 3-star. I had a great time, but it wasn't anything like super crazy. But this was fun. This was a good time. With that being said, we have read our 3 books for the video. Cash is already on the bookshelf. It has already found its new home, so I'm not gonna go get that. But I had a great time reading these books. I'm happy to finally get some books off of my fall TBR. And I'm happy that you guys came along with me. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you had a good time hanging out with me, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.